Hello, viewers. My name is Zach Hardy, and this is a video that I did not expect to make today, nor did I expect to make at all, because I thought this was already announced. Apparently, it wasn't. But today, Ultimate Showcase Wrestling officially confirmed or announced that Call to Greatness 12 will be held in New York City, New York, in 2017. There are a couple pieces of information that are coming in, and there are a couple things that are rumored, etc., what this could mean. And I want to kind of just delve a little bit into this, just to bring this or make this aware. So Call to Greatness 12 is practically USW's WrestleMania. It has been often considered one of many indie fans' favorite wrestling or favorite indie event in New England. It is practically like WrestleMania, but more down to the care of a Wrestle Kingdom. This is going to be the 11th year that it goes on. There was once a Call to Greatness event held twice in 1 year. That was back in 2006. And this year it's going to be held in New York City, New York. And what was said was that this will be the final year it will be held inside New England before it branches out. So, or in like the New England area, the upper Northeast area, that kind of brings rumors. But first off, I want to get into the official details. So first off, it is going to be the second pay-per-view of the year that holds both the intensity and severity rosters at once. So it'll share the card or split the card down the middle. It'll be held on April 30th, 2017. It will be held inside the Robert K. Kraft Field at Lawrence A. Wine Stadium or Wien Stadium, which is apparently in Inwood, Manhattan, New York City, which is also owned by Columbia University for their Columbia Lions NCAA football field. It seats 17,000 people, and it opened close to a century ago. This actually, just off the bat, just talking about where it's going to be held, is a big deal right off the bat because USW's the largest crowd for a Call to Greatness event was not, 7,000. I think it was 7,750 people, if I'm not mistaken, or 7,550 people. Either way, this is expected to go up 10,000. I'm not sure yet whether there are enough. I'm not too sure whether there are enough USW fans elsewhere that will travel to make it to Call to Greatness, but there are a lot of diehards that actually follow Call to Greatness where it goes up in New England. This will be the first USW Call to Greatness event held in a stadium or an outdoor area since Call to Greatness 9 back in 2014. This will be the first Call to Greatness ever held in New York City. Back when it first made the move to Newark, New Jersey back in 2014 with Call to Greatness 9, New York City there were a lot of demands for New York City to get a Call to Greatness event at one point. So Newark, New Jersey got the event in 2014. 2015, I believe, went to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 2016, last year, Call to Greatness 11 went back to Connecticut, so Hartford, Connecticut, with the Stampede Stadium or something like that. And now it's going to New York City for the first time. And from what they said, this will be the final time that they go primarily through New England, which means Call to Greatness 13 next year is more than likely going to end up being outside of the New England area and outside of the upper Northeast area, which draws to rumors of possible locations. Obviously, Chicago, Orlando, Los Angeles, Houston / Dallas. Those are big possibilities as cities. But the number one thing they're looking at, and this is coming from what Kyle Reese said last year after Call to Greatness 11, where he wanted to venture out of the Northeast area. He said it would happen soon, but he always wanted to have an event in Chicago, Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Houston, Orlando, Philadelphia, which he had last year, or I'm sorry, the year before, Philadelphia, for something other than Call to Greatness, and he also wanted San Antonio. So that's a big list of things he wanted, but the big idea is either Chicago, Orlando, Los Angeles, or Montreal. And the big two are between Chicago and Montreal, which is pretty insane because, for one, USW's never gone out of the United States, so this would be a big venture. Number two, not clear whether or not Canada is, willing to show up for an American wrestling company that's not WWE or such. For third, even though there would be a huge turnout in Chicago, there's no way they'd be able to book Soldier Field, so they'd have to find another place, maybe U.S. Airlines Arena where the Chicago Bulls play, but that would kind of, decapitate where they are trying to head. Overall, Chicago and Montreal are the biggest ideas. It's kind of interesting to see where they're coming from. And I did not know that they don't really talk about the location of Call to Greatness until a couple months before the event, considering they announced it in Newark back in July of 2013 when it was held in April 2014. That was the last time I was involved in one of those things. So this is kind of different. Yeah, so there's the possibility of breaking the Call to Greatness attendance record. There is the first time in about 3 years that it was held in an outdoor stadium, outside of Connecticut. From what I know, this is the first time that Call to Greatness is being held in a stadium that was built after the 1990s. So that's kind of different. And this is also the first Call to Greatness that's being held in a college stadium. So overall, it seems like a big venture. I'm looking forward to it because New York is always an amazing wrestling community. But I'm just really looking forward to seeing what USW intends to do after New York. This is expected to be possibly one of the biggest Call to Greatness attendance records ever. This is also expected to be one of the most complex Call to Greatness events of all time. And you look back on it, Call to Greatness 9 was it was probably the best Call to Greatness event of all time. Call to Greatness 10 was nothing shy with solid matches on the card all the way through. And then Call to Greatness 11 was literally a dream card event. So now they're trying to up the ante for a fourth big Call to Greatness in a year, fourth awesome Call to Greatness of the year, since they've had 3 amazing events in a row. It should be interesting to see what they do here. Call to Greatness is feeling a lot bigger than WrestleMania a lot of the times because they have so many unique and different strategic booking capacities, and they have depth character to all of them. So it's more like a Wrestle Kingdom than a WrestleMania, but a bigger version. So overall, this is kind of interesting and really big. The thumbnail you see is apparently their card logo. So Call to Greatness 12 has an interesting logo. Overall, I'm looking forward to it. This should be interesting. This should be enjoyable. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm Zach Hardy. I'm signing off.